Hello everyone, welcome to Your Class, Your Future YouTube channel. Let's see 6th standard social science subjects first lesson, that is Introduction to History. After reading this lesson or after knowing this lesson, we will come to know the meaning of a history, what is meant by history, the sources of history, and the person who introduced history in the first time to the world, that too in a proper manner. Okay, so let's start. First and foremost thing, that is, what is history? What is history then? The systematic presentation of a past events is known as a history, or we can say that the systematic study of a past event is known as a ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಗತಕಾಲದ ಒಂದು ಆಗಿ ಹೋದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆಗಳು, ಭೂತಕಾಲದ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆಗಳನ್ನು, ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅವುಗಳ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥಿತವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಯನವೇ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಅಸ್ the journey of a human beings. Introduces us to the, or it tells us about the journey of a human beings, the failure, success, the joys, the sorrows, whatever they experienced during their journey. It tells about all those things. And one of the most important thing is the evidences. Yes, evidences. If we want to say any incident or an event, or if you want to consider one event or an incident as a history, means we need the evidences. It may be in the written form or it may be in the archaeological form, isn't it? We need the evidences. Without the evidences, without the proof, an incident cannot become a history. History means the evidences. ಓಕೆ, ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೇನು ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್. And while explaining the historical incidents or the historical events, few things are very important. The few things, or we can say the few points, are very, very important. That is, the first one is accuracy of a time. Okay, accuracy of a time means we need the exactness. Accurately, we need the time if you want to explain the historical events or incidents. So that's why I said that without the proof or without the evidences, we cannot consider an incident as a history. So that's why while explaining the historical incidents or the historical events, the accuracy of a time, the place also we need, means where that incident was took place, ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾಯ್ತು, ಆ ಘಟನೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾಯಿತು, that place must we want, and by whom that incident was done, or who was the who participated in that incident, ಆ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿದ್ರು. So keep in your mind that while explaining the historical or the history, the accuracy of a time, place, and the person must and should be mentioned in that incident or in that event. Okay, means when that incident took place or when that event was took place, where it was took place, and by whom it was. Okay, these points or these things must be clear. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವುಗಳು ಏನಾಗಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾಯಿತು, ಯಾರಿಂದಾಯಿತು, ಯಾವಾಗಾಯಿತು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವುಗಳು ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್, ಅವೆಲ್ಲವುಗಳನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾಗಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ they not mentioned all these things, if these things are not included in that event, means that is become a story, not a history. ಅದೇನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ರೀ, ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ then what is the difference between the story and a history? What is the difference between a story and a history? Okay, with one example I'll clear you that one person was there. He was living in a village or in one place. He fought a war. This is called as a story. Why? Because in this incident or in this event, we are saying that once upon a time there was a village. One person or a king was living in that place. Here we don't know. Don't know about the time that or the period that when in which period he was living. We don't know. We are saying that there was a place or there was a village. We don't know accurately the place where he was living. We don't know the person. Who was he? What is the name of that person? What was the name of that person? We don't know. And we are saying that he fought a war. With whom? With whom? And where? We don't know anything, na? We don't know anything. So that's why this is known as a story, because we don't have any evidences. And one more example I'll say that Ashoka, who ruled the Pataliputra in 261 BCE, fought the Kalinga war. This is called as a history. Why? Because here the name of a person was mentioned, that is Ashoka. The place was mentioned where he was living, that is Pataliputra. The time, the duration, the period was mentioned, 261 BCE. And he fought the Kalinga war. And that war name was also here mentioned. The place was also here mentioned. And all these informations, how we will get? We will get by the sources, by the evidences. It may be a written form or it may be in a archaeological, means in the form of inscriptions we can say. ಹೌದಲ್ರಿ, ಅಶೋಕನಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಶಿಲಾಶಾಸನಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾವೆ. By those inscriptions we are able to collect the information about the Ashoka. So many books were there on him. So many works were there on him which tells us about the Ashoka. So here we are having the proof. Here we are having the evidences which tells us about the Ashoka, about the Pataliputra, about the Kalinga Vara. So this is called as a history. So keep in your mind, story, there is no proof, there is no evidences. And history, it includes, it's must and should have the evidences and the proof. Without the evidences, without the proof, or we can say without the sources, we cannot see the history. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಬೇಕ್ರಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಅನ್ನಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೇನು ಬೇಕು? ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಬೇಕು, ಪುರಾವೆಗಳು ಬೇಕು. ಆಧಾರ ಪುರಾವೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಸ್ ಅ ನೆಸಸರಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್? ರಿಯಲಿ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಅ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ? ದೆನ್ ವೈ ಡು ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ? What is the use? Okay, for this question also, I'll take one example. Okay, so just just to think that flame of a fire is there in front of you, and knowingly or unknowingly, okay, just if we will touch that fire, then what will happen? What will happen? Of course, it burns our finger, is it? ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ರೀ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆರಳನ್ನು ಅದು ಸುಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ called an ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಇದಕ್ಕೇನಂತಾರೆ, ಅನುಭವ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ we, the human beings, we will learn from our experience only. Okay, in the next time, can we again touch that flame of a fire? ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಬೆಂಕಿಯನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ತೀವೇನ್ರಿ? No. Why? Because we know very well, because we knows very well that if we will touch the fire, then again it burns our finger, because once we had that experience. So we will learn from our experience. This is called as a memory. This is called as a memory. And without this memory, the progress of human beings will not happen. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವೈ? Because if we don't have the memory, if we don't remember our experience, means we will make the same mistakes again and again, again and again, and again and again. And we will waste our time, we will waste our energy, we will waste each and everything. So, when we are committed the mistakes again and again, or we will committed the same mistakes, so at that time it's not possible for us to be a develop. Okay, ನಮಗೇನಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ, ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಏಳಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಕಾಣೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ವೈಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ, ನೇಷನ್, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, they also need a memory. They also need a memory. As we humans need memory to progress, likewise only society or a nation also need memory to progress. And this history works as a memory of a society, because history is a record of a good and bad, or a wrong decisions, joyful and a sorrowful, means we can say a bitter or bemoaning experiences, and the difficulties faced by our ancestors, our forefathers, isn't it? So that's why we need the history, because after knowing the history we will come to know that which wrong decisions took place by our ancestors, what were the difficulties were faced by them, and how they came out from those difficulties, So if you want to know all these things, means we must and should need the history. So that's why we will say that history will be a model or a guiding force for the descendants, for the brood, for the heir, offsprings we can say, ಅಂದರೆ ಉತ್ತರಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ, means for the next generation. History is become as a model or a guiding force. It guides us what to do and what not to do. ಹೌದಾ? ಇತಿಹಾಸ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಅವರ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್, and it arouses the feeling of a pride and a honor about what? About our nation and the world at large. Okay, so here we can see that Herodotus. So here you can see the picture of a Herodotus. He is known as a father of a history. He belongs to the Greece. ಹೆರೋಡಟಸನ್ನು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಪಿತಾಮಹ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಯಲಾಗ್ತದ್ರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವ್ರು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಗ್ರೀಸಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥವರು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಿ sources. The one who constructs history is known as a historian. They use the historical evidences to be particular and authentic about the history. So that's why one belief is there that we cannot see history, or there cannot be a history without the sources. Before only I said now, while explaining the difference between the story and a history, without any evidences, any proof or any sources, the incident will not considered as a history. It is become a story only until and unless it is a story only. Is it? So that's why the sources are an important things in the history. Then what are the sources of a history? The sources of history classified into two groups. ಹೌದಾ, ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಏನ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪುರಾವೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ಆಧಾರಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆಯನ್ನು ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಕೊನೆವರೆಗೂ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದ ಆ ಘಟನೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಪುರಾವೆಗಳಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಕ್ಷ್ಯಾಧಾರಗಳಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಧಾರಭೂತ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕೊನೆಯವರೆಗೂ ಆ ಘಟನೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ಕಥೆಯಾಗಿಯೇ ಅದು ಉಳಿದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದ. ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ವಿನಃ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ, ಐತಿಹಾಸಿಕ ಘಟನೆಯದು ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ಮೂಲಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ಪುರಾವೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ, ಸಾಕ್ಷ್ಯಾಧಾರಗಳಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಾವು ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ಕಾಣೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಆಧಾರಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಎರಡು ಕೆಟಗರಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಎರಡು ಗುಂಪುಗಳಾಗಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ we classified the sources of history into two groups. The first one is literary sources and the another one is archaeological sources. The first one is literary sources and the another one is archaeological sources. So let's see the literary sources. The literature means the written or the orally conveyed or a conduct, or we can say the communicate information. Okay, it may be in the form of a written, the literature is in the form of a written, or it may be in the form of a oral. Okay, so again we can divide this literary source or this literature into two groups. Again, one is written literature and another one is oral literature. Okay, written literature means we all know that each and every thing will kept in the written form. Okay, so again we can classify this written literature into two groups, that is one is native and another one is foreign literature. ಏನ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯಿಕ ಆಧಾರ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಎರಡು ಗುಂಪುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಬರವಣಿಗೆದ್ದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ಓರಲಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಮೌಖಿಕವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಬರವಣಿಗೆಯ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಏನದಲ್ಲ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಎರಡು ಗುಂಪುಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ನೇಟಿವ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಾರಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನೇಟಿವ್ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇಶೀಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯಿಕರು ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿದೇಶ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಓರಲ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್. In the oral literature, it includes the folk songs, stories, ballads, myths and the legends. Okay? And one of the important thing about the literary source I would like to mention here, that the written literature is conveyed by whom? It's conveyed by the literate people who knows the reading and writing. They only created this written literature, and the oral literature was created by the illiterate people, by the illiterates. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಬರವಣಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಶಿಕ್ಷಿತರಿಂದ, ಲಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಓಕೆ, ಯಾರು ಅಕ್ಷರವನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥವರಿಂದ ಇದು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಬಂದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನು, ಮೌಖಿಕ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಅನಕ್ಷರಸ್ಥರಿಂದ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ. ಮೌಖಿಕವಾಗುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಂಥ ಬರವಣಿಗೆ ಅಕ್ಷರದ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇರಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಓದು ಬರಹ ಬರಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಧಿಕ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಓರಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಓರಲ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಅನಕ್ಷರಸ್ಥರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಬಂದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಪುರಾತತ್ವದ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್? ಸಚ್ ಆಸ್ ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ study of a materials remains. What is archaeological means? The scientific study of a materials remains. Then what are those? Such as tools, what here we can say the pottery, the jewelry, the stones or the walls and the monuments, or we can say the pieces of pots, or we can say that the physical remains or the ruins of the things used or the constructed structures in the past are archaeological sources. ಎಸ್, ಈ ಪುರಾತತ್ವದೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಗತಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹಳೆಯ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪಿರಿಯಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಉಳಿದಂತಹ ಅವಶೇಷಗಳು ಅಂತ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅವಶೇಷಗಳು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು ರೀ? ಜ್ಯುವೆಲ್ರಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ, ಪೀಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುಟೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ಸ್, ಪಾತ್ರೆಗಳ ಒಂದು ತುಕಡಿಗಳು, ಪೀಸಸ್ಗಳು ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್. Okay, so all these will come under the archaeological sources. The remains which have been buried in the earth are removed through the excavation. ಅಂದರೆ ಭೂ ಉತ್ಖನನದ ಮೂಲಕ, by digging the earth, okay, we will get these remains. The historical evidences includes what I already said na, that it includes the coins, ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್, ಶಿಲಾಶಾಸನಗಳು, ಈ ನಾಣ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು, ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ದ ಪೀಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಪಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಏರ್ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಸಾರಿ, ದ ಅದರ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ here we are having one chart is there. So if you will remember this chart, okay, so it is very easy for you to remember the sources of a history, okay, just to try to understand it. Okay, if once you understood, then it's become a very easy for you. Okay, it's become a very easy. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಚಾರ್ಟನ್ನು ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮೆಮೊರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗಿದು ಈಸಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಹೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ದ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಇಂಟು 2 groups, that is literary sources and one is archaeological sources. So let's see this literary sources first. ಇದರ ಲಿಟ್ರರಿ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಣ್ರಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ see, the literary sources again divide into 2 groups, that is written literature and one more is oral literature. And in this written literature again we can see the 2 types, that is native literature and one is foreign literature. The native literature means you all know, okay, the person's literature written by whom? The people who are living in or who belongs to that nation. And the foreign literature means the travelers, okay, who visited the nation, who visited the state, okay, written by them, okay, the literature. Because so many foreigners, they visited our India during so many periods, okay, they experienced a lot and they they note down their experience ಇನ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್. ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ತನಗಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬರವಣಿಗೆಯ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ second form is oral literature, okay, or second group. In that the lavanies will come, folk tales, folk songs will come, the historic legendary will come. Okay, and the next, the second group is archaeological sources, ಪುರಾತತ್ವದ ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. In that the monuments, coins, inscriptions and other archaeological remains will come. Okay, so this is the chart of a sources of a history. So till here in this video we will come to know about what is history, what are the sources of a history, and before that we learned why do we need history, what is the use of reading or knowing about the history. Okay, and in the sources of history we came to know about the literature sources, literary sources and the archaeological sources. Okay, I hope you understood this part. This is our part 1, and in the part 2 you will get the explanation of a remaining lesson and the question answers of this lesson. So till end you have watched this video, so thank you so much watching this video till end. Please like, share and comment the video, and please subscribe my channel, that is Your Class Your Future, to watch the second part and the question answers of this lesson and the remaining lessons of a social science. Thank you.